Slopestyle course. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham joined alongside Craig McMorris, and we're so excited for this one, Craig. An embarrassment of riches on this roster, headlined by our defending gold medalist, one Zoe Sadowski-Synnott.
What can't she do? Okay, what can't she do? She'll win natural selection, she'll win an X Games Big Air, she'll win an X Games Slopestyle, and she'll do it by making history. I mean, who can forget that frontside 1080 double cork melon grab? What a look at it right there. That solidified her on the top spot of last year's slopestyle event. She's got a front 10, she's got a back 10, she's got everything in between there, folks. Another really exciting story that I have to bring up, Brandon, is Mia Brooks, the youngest competitor in our slopestyle field. Guess what? She was born the exact same week that Jamie Anderson won her very first X Games gold medalist in 2017. That means if Mia Brooks wins today, she will be the youngest slopestyle gold medalist on the women's side we have ever seen. Facts.
Say what? Well, excited to get this thing going. A look at our start list, Krager. Obviously, we talked about Zoe, but how about other names to keep eyes on?
Anna Gasser, Lori Bluen, Kokomo Murase, three absolute podium threats.
So there you see a look at the top of our Jeep slopestyle course. Riders getting everything ready to roll. And a look through the Jeep, on the screen of the Jeep, outside of the Jeep on the Jeep slopestyle course.
It assists with parking and shows you the top of our beautiful slopestyle course. What can it do?
Well, enough talking about it. Let's be about it and get this thing started. Kicking us off, 20-year-old German rider Annika Morgan.
If you followed snowboarding, Brandon, you might recognize that last name. Younger sister to older brother, Ethan Morgan, who is well known in the snowboarding community, and Annika Morgan starting off her run.
This is Morgan's fourth X Games appearance, still in search of that first ever X Games podium finish.
Now, you got to take note of the light on this slopestyle course. You'll see it a lot more on the jumps here. It'll come into effect. It's not super sunny. The start of practice was, when we were starting this event, it was a little bit sunny. The clouds have kind of come into play, and that might cause a little bit of a factor for eyesight on these four jumps here.
So Annika Morgan's first run in the books. Look at this comp format, 35-minute jam session for our 8 riders, and the best run counts. What does that mean, though, Craig?
That means for Annika Morgan, who you are seeing right now, yeah, she fell on this run. Who cares? We know she doesn't. She gets to go back up to the top and have another crack at this course. All you have to do is land one run. It's overall impression, so the judges judge you on the rails, the jumps, how well you ride this course, and your technical prowess, how hard of the tricks you are doing. So that goes in overall impression.
We spoke about her off the top. Turning our attention now to the X Games rookie, 16-year-old Mia Brooks. What a story it has been. Some of the coolest style you will see on a snowboard.
Facts.
Can she put it down here on her very first X Games run out of Cheshire, Great Britain?
She has the tricks, Brand. We know that. If you followed her on social media, or if you follow snowboarding on social media, you can't help but watch Mia Brooks snowboard. Why? Because of that. Backlip pretzel on the first down bar? Are you kidding me? That will most likely be one of the most difficult rail tricks we see in this finals. We're gonna get another look at it. Ooh. Mia Brooks. She doesn't want, this is not a 2-yard run, okay? This isn't just, you know, trying to get a first down. She threw a Hail Mary on the first play of the game with that backlip pretzel and that cap 270 there. That took her down. So unfortunately, Mia Brooks going to throw this one away, Brandon. But as you alluded to, she is going to be disruptive in the slopestyle final.
Part of the appeal of her riding in this contest, I think, lends itself to this course. As we said, there you see Mia Brooks' mom watching in the corral. There's so much metal up top.
Absolutely.
And for somebody who slays rails like this teenager, you gotta feel like that's putting her in contention. That's why we fully anticipate her to be a podium finisher here today. Leila Iwabuchi, 21 years old. She's got 2 X Games medals, a silver and bronze, both from Big Air. Can she earn her very first slopestyle medal here today?
not with that start, Brandon. You could see her slide that first rail there. She obviously didn't land the direction she wanted to coming into the second feature. We call that a revert, right? So she's riding away and then has to do a 180, put her in the right direction. So unfortunately for Iwabuchi, not going to be what she wants the judges to see, really. But the kit, man, what do you think?
I can't see her. Camoed out.
It's kind of like a snow camo mixed with not a snow camo. Oh, wow, backside 1080. So that just shows what we will see in the future of this event. A little bit of a throwaway run, but she still tosses that backside 1080 at the bottom. So that was very, very stylish. See how Iwabuchi lands with her right foot forward. She obviously wanted to land with her left foot forward on that rail. Maybe a 270 out, if I had to guess. But here's a look at that backside 1080. 3 times around, 2 off-kilter dips. Very well executed.
So that'll do it for Layla's first run here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. 22-year-old Tess Cody in her second X Games appearance finished 6th in this contest in 2022.
Brandon, you mentioned this course, the amount of steel, the amount of metal that they have in these top 3 features. There is endless options for these riders, and I think Tess Cody will take advantage of that. Just like Mia Brooks, very talented on the rails, as you can see there. And that switch blunt slide, 270 out. 270 means the degrees that she rotates off the rail. 270 degrees, putting her back, that left foot forward. Switch backside 9 from Tess Cody. And then a backside 720. So our first full pull we have seen of this women's slopestyle final, Brandon.
Sometimes that's so important. You know, some might deem that even a safety run, but to just get a full pull in a contest where we've yet to even see it, that puts yourself in a position.
And especially, you don't know what the weather's going to do. Is it going to get darker? Is the wind going to pick up? Is the snow going to happen? So if you can put something down early, like we see from Tess Cody, you're in a very advantageous position.
Meteorology is a passion of yours.
It's an absolute passion, and every other conversation, I've been told.
Oh yeah, the weather guy, Craig.
A little bit of a knuckle there from Tess Cody on that final one, but she's not mad.
No surprise, Tess Cody into the top spot. Kokomo Marase. She's grown up right in front of our eyes, Krager. 18 years old now.
I like that rail choice on the first rail garden, if you will. It's up, and then it's got to kick up even more up. So kind of shoots you a little full jam-ish, if you will. Kokomo Marase riding it solid. And there is that lip slide pretzel out. You can see this. Sorry, Brandon, you can see the slopestyle has 2 fin jumps, so not those straight up and over jumps that we see at the bottom. A little bit different there. Front 7 tail, back 7, 2 cap off her run. This is going to be interesting, Brando. This is going to be very, very interesting. We saw Tess Cody with that switch backside 900, right? 2.5 times around, start, switch, lands regular. We didn't see a 900 from Kokomo, but what we did see was maybe a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, I agree. Top. It wasn't all that long ago. Norway 2018, when at 13 years, 6 months old, she became the youngest medalist in X Games winter discipline history, doing it in big air. Still in search, though, of that first gold medal in slopestyle. Interesting, putting her up into that second spot after her first run. And here now, our bronze medalist from last year, Lori Bluon.
Now, Brandon, what you got to love about Lori Bluon is her work ethic. She works so hard. She has put so much in, especially on the jump side, and I'm excited to see how it pays off here. Backside 540 off that first fin. then a switch backside 360. Very, very difficult. Sets her up for this. An absolute hammer, cab double underflip. And does she go front 10 double? Oh my goodness, Canada stand up. That is what you love to see. I think we're seeing a new first place, Brando.
Wow, what an opening run on the Jeep Slopestyle course from the Quebec rider, Laurie Blouin. 5 X Games medals in 6 X Games appearances, and this run shows you why, Kreger.
That is a big transfer off of that rider's most right rail into that kind of rainbow to down rail. Here's where she really goes to town now. That cab double underflip. So she starts switch, 2 back flips, and then like kind of a 90 at the end there to set her up for this, the front side 1080 double cork. I think the most difficult jump trick we have seen thus far in this final. Me thinks she's in the #1 spot.
Take another look. That's pretty.
Absolutely.
Under 26 minutes to ride with, and Laurie Blouin taking over first place. Now, in her 12th X Games appearance, owner of 6 medals, Anna Gasser.
One of the riders most responsible for bringing double corks to women's snowboarding. She has pushed this sport in big air and in slopestyle, and it's amazing to see how she is still doing that.
3 gold medals in big air, a gold in slopestyle as well.
Whoa! Anna Gasser! If you remember Laurie Blouin's cab double underflip that we just saw in the last run, Anna Gasser does that, but off her toes. So on that shark fin, that quarter pipe feature, if you will, she takes off her toes and does that cab double underflip. Very aggressive start to the run. So Anna Gasser is here for gold and gold only.
That was all gas, no brakes.
Absolutely. Absolutely there from Anna Gasser. Fortunately, doesn't really ride away from it, but well executed. Put base down, rode away for a little bit, but just went out the front there. She's going to have to throw this one away, but we're going to get another look at that and see what actually goes wrong.
We've seen it a little bit with her in slope, but certainly in big air. When she's focused on a trick, there is no safety run for Anna Gasser.
I mean, you can't forget, remember when she was trying to break that cab triple underflip I think you're alluding to.
Triple watch.
Yeah, triple watch in big air. Nothing could stop her from getting it done.
Our final rider to drop in, defending gold medalist. Quite frankly, the best rider in women's slopestyle today, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott.
Such great style. It's not that she just does the most technical tricks, it's that she does them so well. Great rail section off top, that big 270 there to cap things off in that third rail feature. Frontside 720, and look for something backside 1080-ish. Backside 9, so she's gonna maybe take the gas off a little bit, go maybe back 9, switch back 9. Oh, and lacking some miles per hour into that 4th and final feature. Folks, if you're watching at home, you've never been to Aspen, you've never watched an X Games live, I can assure you those 2 final jumps are so tight together. So if you don't have enough speed, you're not going to find it. But good first run from Zoe.
So that'll do it for Zoe Sadowski-Synnott's first run here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. 1 run in, and it's Laurie Blouin leading the way here at X Games Aspen.
So don't blink, all you'll miss it.
We welcome you back to the Jeep Slopestyle course as we are about to get ready to drop run number 2 here for women's snowboard slopestyle. And Craig, the conditions shifting a little bit. We had some sun this morning and it's gotten a little grayer, light snowfall, not a ton of full pools, but after one run, it's Lori Bluon leading the way.
With some very technical rail riding and some big jump tricks. So can anybody knock her off that spot? But you alluded to the weather. And if you're new to slopestyle snowboarding, you'd say, well, you know, the snow's white. How much of a difference is it when it's cloudy or it's sunny? The jumps, that snow looks exactly like the sky. So if you're spinning and you're flipping, it makes it very difficult, as we see Annika Morgan go down, to differentiate those two things, right? If it's clear blue sun and white snow, you can really see where you're landing. And sometimes when that snow, that wind, and that overcast sky make for a very hard landing.
Yeah, we've seen some incredible performances over the years. Certainly Zoe Sadowski-Synnott last year, and Jamie Anderson,
yep,
of course, the most decorated rider, tied with your brother Mark McMorris for most winter medals of all time in this course. But yeah, this women's slopestyle contest, weather always tends to be a factor sometimes when it comes to this final, but who can rise above it? We will find out here today.
A name that I think can?
Mia Brooks.
What we saw in her first run, Brandon, especially on the steel, that's something to get excited about, folks. Back lift, pretzel, are you kidding me? That's some fancy footwork. Shout out Chromio. This is where she went down in run 1. The hesitation before she does that 270 is something to be admired. Folks at home, take note. That's how you do it. But unfortunately, that is not what I think Mia Brooks was looking for there, Brandon.
Yeah, she knew it.
Folks. Back 9. Cab 9?
Whoa.
Maybe a little cab revert 10. Their cab 9 starts switch lands. Regular 2.5 full times round. But that second feature, that straight air, is going to eat up what I think would be a podium run.
Even on a toss away, she shows the goods though on the back end of those last couple of jumps. But I will say one thing that is on display here, Craig, is this just laid back style that she brings that just makes it look so easy. None of this is easy, by the way.
Absolutely not. It's extremely difficult.
But she makes it look
extremely hard. But I mean, you talk about that laid back, relaxed riding style on the world's biggest stage, right? That's very tough to do at 16 years old. Somebody who's very good at doing it at a young age.
Layla Iwabuchi, 21 years old.
21. Layla Iwabuchi, that left foot forward, natural direction. So that's going to make that a switch. Forward slide, blunt slide, if you will, 270 out. Maybe comes off a little bit early and see if she could save it on this 4-pack of jumps here. That wildcat straight backflip over. That backhand grabbing the toe edge of her board, an indie grab. Front 7, back 10 double. We saw her put it down in run 1. She puts it down in run 2. There's a new name in the conversation. And it's Layla Iwabuchi.
Thanks. I figured I knew you were going there.
Okay. I don't know if you're going to take that, but I know that Layla Iwabuchi will take that one to the bank. A full pull from her right there. Lots to love in here, Brandon.
Yeah. Give her flowers. Under 21 minutes to ride with, and she cleans up her first attempt.
That front side 720, you saw how quick it is from that 3rd to 4th jump. Landing, regaining control, setting the edge for that 4th and final takeoff, and then actually getting the torque to do a backside 1080. She likes it. The judges like it. I can only speak for myself. I like it. How do you feel about it, Brandon?
I love it. Climbing the ladder all the way up into first place. Iwabuchi, our new leader. So Tess Cody currently sitting in that bronze medal spot after a very solid first run.
Very similar trick to what we just saw from Leila Iwabuchi on that feature, that switch blunt slide 270 out, setting her up for switch for this one. Big cab 540, getting really off axis. Did that front side 540, so the mirror of that first trick. 1.5 rotations. Ooh, and the switch backside 9, unfortunately taking down Tess Cody there.
So unable to match her full pull from run number 1. Third place is inevitably where she will stay here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Kokomo trying to get the track right.
Very important part of the slopestyle run right there.
So Kokomo was in the top 3 before Leila crashed that podium party on her previous run. So now Kokomo trying to jump back into the top 3.
Oh, that's not going to help her case at a podium. Brandon, we kind of saw Kokomo, maybe for her terms, for 99.9% of the world, probably the most difficult run they could ever do.
Right.
But for Kokomo, maybe a B run, maybe a tier 2 run.
That's fair.
Because we know that she's got those double corks. We know that she's done a double cork 1260, 1080. But she held back a little bit here, put that first run down. But, you know, moving forward in the event, she is going to need those high caliber tricks. Have to wait and see. She'll bring them out in run 3.
So no movement amongst the top 3. Lori Bluan, who was leading this after her first run, what does she have for an encore on attempt number 2 to try to reclaim first place?
There's Canadian coach Elliot Ken. Give her a little pull in there. You can see wants as much speed for this transfer. 50-50 lip slide. That puts her out left foot forward to her unnatural way of riding. Switch, we call it. Cab 180, 180 on. Backside 360 off. That front side 180 on, switch 180 off. Kind of gave her a little bit of trouble in run 1. Ooh, and unfortunately reverting there, so she's going to have to wait for her third run if she wants to contend with Leila Iwabuchi. But lots to like in that first run from Lori Bluan. We talked about the work ethic that she has, the time that she puts in, especially on that front 10 double. Because it's one thing to do a frontside 1080 double cork, it's another thing to do it on a massive jump at the X Games. The light's not the best, there's a little bit of snow. You have to have that on lock, and that's what Lori Bluan does.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, she's one of, what, 3 women who have landed a triple. But when conditions are like this and visibility is like this, sometimes it's just about tightening things up and how consistent can you be.
You're flying by instruments.
So here's Anna Gasser, who went down early on run number 1. Can she clean it up and get a full pull here?
I love Anna Gasser's first jump trick. It's that cab double underflip off the toes. I thought she was going to ride away, but just kind of got caught at the transition. 1, 2, count it. That's going to set her up for a crippler. So she's coming in this third jump, left foot forward, her natural way of riding, frontside 720, 2 full rotations. Let's see a backside 1080, Anna. Get going.
Oh. Just came in with a little too much heat on that final jump.
You have to take your hat off. You have to applaud the commitment that Anna Gasser just showed. She will not back down. She will absolutely not back down. If she says, I'm going to do this trick, if I'm going to take off, it's 100% commitment. And that was a very, very good run, other than that final landing.
Zoe Sadowski-Synnott went double gold last year. Gold in Big Air and gold here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Can she reclaim that gold medal feeling? Right now, she needs a full pull.
Lip slide pretzel on that second rail and that big cab 270 gapping out to the down. So gapping over that flat, taking a lot of speed into that third and final rail. But in my opinion, where Zoe really separates from the field are these two jumps right here. Backside 900, that sets her up switch. Look how quick that is. Switch backside 900. Last run, she knuckled. This run, she doesn't.
She stomped that yard. And Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, that's the Zoe we were anticipating. She puts it down on run number 2.
Lots to love in this run. That big gap 270 on the third rail feature. The back 9. Here's a good look at the switch back 9. Very difficult way of rotating. You have to be so strong on that switch toe side edge, which is tough to do.
Easy to get lost in the sauce there, but she brings it around.
There's a good look at that backside 900. Look where her head is, folks. Always looking at the landing. And see how she doesn't look down? She looks at the landing and keeps staring at as her board hits the snow. Very, very well executed. That's why she's one of the best.
Amazing point. Zoe Sadowski-Synnott in first place. 2 runs in here at the Jeep Slopestyle course, women's snowboard slopestyle. And it's Zoe Sadowski-Synnott taking over first place after run number 2. For more, let's head down to the third member of our team out on the course, DC.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for a little report on conditions for you out here. We all love snow, we all love powder, but just not during a slopestyle contest. Talking to Lori Blouin, who's currently sitting in third place now after Zoe's run right there. She was saying that the speed's fine, it's just the visibility that's really tricky. So for all you winter sports enthusiasts out there, you're familiar with that. If you're out riding on a park day, you don't really want to ride when it's snowing out there. It's just, you know, it makes it tricky out there, even with the die lines that are thrown in there for context. It's just, the light is flat. But talking to Zoe as well, she was confirming that. It's like, yes, it's the visibility. The speed's not bad. It gets a little tricky, but more of the visibility is the factor. Also, for an update for you guys on Miss Anna Gasser, broke her board on that last run. So look for her to be riding a fresh setup or fresh board, fresh deck for her next run. Back to you guys in the boot. Much love.
That just goes to show you how good these X Games course builders are. There's snow coming in, and speed is not an issue. That is, take your hats off to them. However, they can't do anything about visibility, and that is very important in a slopestyle event.
Annika Morgan, third attempt, sitting in 8th.
Holy smokes, backside 270. We saw Zoe do that big gap 270. Annika Morgan there going backside 270, so taking off on that toe side edge. 270 degrees of rotation, landing in a board slide, very solid, and that was extremely, extremely difficult to perform. Kind of like a wildcat front one, almost a front side roto, if you will. It's kind of tough because the takeoff is off kilter, so it's not like a straight backflip, right? Straight backflip, you're on your base of your snowboard really flat. There she's on her heel side edge, really rolling it under and then having to whip around that front side 180. So very, very tough trick to do. And as you can see, it kind of set her up too far outside for the next feature.
So Mia Brooks, the 16-year-old, trying to put down her best run of the day here on the Jeep Slopestyle course.
Smart play, that first rail. We saw in runs 1 and 2, backlip pretzel. Here she doesn't do that. She just does a backlip. That big old cab 2 pullback though, I like that a lot. Look at how quiet she is in the air. Nothing is moving unnecessarily. So maybe she was kind of saving that 180 there on the third feature, setting her up for this 900. Into the cab 9 right here. Cab 10? Folks, that was a flat cab 10. Get up off your couch and take your hat off because that was so difficult. I cannot express how difficult that is. Just a flat cab 10. Great execution on the backlip. Tees it up much better than in run 1 and 2. When I say tee it up, Brandon, I mean she has that board 90 on the rail.
Right.
Right? You don't want to be in between a 50 and a board slide. or 50-50 in a back
You're
lip,
going to have a bad time.
you're going to have a bad time. I've always said that to you. But that cap 10, that is something to write home about, folks. That was very well executed. I think it's going to be a big shakeup.
Judges really taking their time on this one. Miss Mia Brooks will undoubtedly climb up from that 6th spot she's currently in. As we get ready to drop in Layla Iwabuchi, currently in that silver medal spot.
Now, Layla Iwabuchi, there's that, ooh, trying to switch it up a little bit there. Maybe go switch board slide to front board. That flat down rail. There you can see, it's a good image of it. Look at how much more snow is coming there. Layla Iwabuchi just going straight air on that first one, and then that kind of backflip wildcat. Frontside 1080 there, but just not enough MPH, not enough speed to make it to that landing. Call that a knuckle when you land right on the top of the landing, that flat part. It's a high impact zone, and you're not going to ride away, Brando.
2nd place is where Layla will stay after that 3rd run. And I know we left you at a bit of a cliffhanger after Mia Brooks's previous run. She ended up moving up 1 spot, top 5.
Now, I was very excited about that cab 10, but I can kind of see where the judges would maybe take something away. She did just do that cab 180 on the 3rd feature, which, you know, is a very rudimentary, very easy trick. And this is an X Games Slopestyle final.
Under 11 minutes to ride with here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Tess Cody just outside of podium position.
3 for 3 on that switch board slide 270. Every single one looking very legit, and Tess Cody is not struggling for speed whatsoever. That cab 5, front 5 sets her up for a switch backside 900, takes off switch, 2.5 full times round. Backside 10, facts. Come on, Tess Cody has entered the chat. Tess Cody has entered the chat. She is online, and she's here to party.
She's stomping what he said, too, as well.
What a run for Tess Cody. Just clean from top to bottom, Craig.
I liked a lot of it. That first rail, didn't like it, gonna be honest with you. She can do that better, we know that. But I did like that 3rd rail, that switch board slide 270 out. She did it so well. Then the switchback 9 into this backside 1080 double. Watch where she grabs. It's that backhand on the toe side edge. It's very different from most of that backside 1080s. A lot of people grabbing Weddle or Mellon, but she grabs Indy, which I think makes it a little bit more difficult and adds a little bit more style.
Up into a podium position from that 4th spot. Lori Blown in 3rd.
So a really strong run from Tess Cody, who's sitting in 4th place. OMG, Tess Cody taking over the top spot.
Just like that, Tess Cody's marching in charge. Zoe goes down to 2.
By the way, Krager, any medal for Tess Cody, and it's looking like it might be that way, would be the first in slopestyle for an Australian rider.
Wow, done so well on the pipe side of things, but
we could see some history making here today. But now, Kokomo Murase, crazy, Craig, because we know what she's capable of. We know her bag of tricks. She's sitting in 6th place right now.
that rail section, however, was very nice, Brando, getting to the end of all of those rails. 270 out of that last one. Switch backside 180 on the first jump, Wildcat. Didn't really get that grab super solid for my liking, but that truck driver 1080, okay. Is she going back 10? No, she's going back 9. So truck driver, front 10. Truck drivers, that Indy grab and the melon grab at the exact same time, kind of like you're holding onto a steer wheel of a truck, if you will. And then that backside 900. So now Kokomo has entered the chat. It's getting busy up in this podium conversation.
These are no longer just DMs. This is a group chat.
No, this is a group chat, and you're not able to leave it. That 180 backside 360 out there took Kokomo down in run 2, but she makes good in run 3. There's a good look at that truck driver grab on the 1080, 3 full times around.
As we said, 5 X Games medals already at just 18 years old, a history maker. When she was just 13 years old, winning gold in big air. And it's just fun to watch her snowboard.
Absolutely, she has a deep bag of tricks. And you show control when you can do those different grabs. Kokomo Marase happy with that one, moving into 3rd place, Brando.
Just bouncing out, Layla Iwabuchi. So here's Lori Bluon, who after run 1 was leading this thing, and now she sits in 5th place.
We know Lori Bluan has the tricks. What we have to see is the execution here. Tab 180, little nollie there. Kind of ollies off the nose of her snowboard, if you will. Stole that one from skateboarding. And you can see that fresh snow is making it very difficult to hold edges in between the jumps. Backside 540 there. And the switch backside 3 does everything she can to hold on to it, but to no avail for the Canadian there, Brando.
Tess Cody, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, Kokomo Marase. Those are our current top 3. So Anna Gasser broke her board on her previous run, Craig.
That was great reporting from DC. That backside 1080, she took a fall there, and I think it snapped the lumbar, unfortunately. But you saw Ryan McDermott up there tossing bindings on a new board. I'm not envious of this position. You want that familiarity.
Yeah.
You know, you want to practice on the same board. It's a speed issue a little bit, but if anybody can do it, it's Anna Gasser. Very good at that lip slide, that kind of nose blunt, if you will. She's right on that front foot, almost the nose of her snowboard, and then pretzels around, spinning in the opposite direction. That's why it's called a pretzel. There you can see, holy smokes, the air awareness just shown by Anna Gasser is something to be jealous of. Why? Because a lot of other snowboarders in that situation would kind of just hold on and wait for the impact to come. She fights it out, does another 180, and rides away unscathed. But that could be attested to that fresh board. Maybe is running a little bit faster because she went very deep there, Brandon.
Yeah, you nailed it. The air awareness. I don't know if anyone rivals what she's able to do and bring things around and avoid what could be very gnarly. And unfortunately, the tough day continues for Anna. But again, as you said, brand new board in between runs. No one envies that.
Nobody.
So Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, our defending gold medalist, who took over the top spot on her previous run, getting bumped out by Tess Cody. What does she do to get back into 1st place?
Oh, she's mad now. She's upset. There's Big Cat 2. Yep, right between the bindings, teed up, whole way around. So that like really, really corked front side 540. Big front side 720, now she goes to work. Backside 900, we know this is very exciting, folks.
Whoa.
We're just gonna have to say this really quick. See the clock, 3 minutes, 48 seconds. Now that Zoe is done, if the first rider drops before the clock goes, I do believe that everybody gets another run, correct?
Correct, from our rules analyst, Craig McMorris. That is correct, sir. Everyone will get a 4th final run here at X Games Aspen. Wow, Tess Cody taking over the top spot here on run number 3 on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Who wins gold? Find out when we return. Even with gray skies, the vibes are immaculate here at Buttermilk as we welcome you now to the fourth and final run of women's snowboard slopestyle on the Jeep Slopestyle course. We have had some back and forth on this podium, Craig, but right now, Aussie rider Tess Cody leading the way.
Just like the Australian Open, it's going back and forth, okay? It's going
Like,
back
where is he going with
and
this? Where is he
forth.
going?
And we have an Australian, as you mentioned, leading the way, but it hasn't been just her all day. We've seen Lori Blouin. We've seen Zoe Sadowski-Synnott. There has been a number of athletes vying for that #1 spot. It just so happens Tess Cody's sitting there right now, but we got a full run for Brando.
Final runs, can't wait. Annika Morgan, sitting in 8th, still looking for that clean top to bottom run. Can she do it here on what will be her final attempt?
I really enjoy that trick right there, that big gap back too, but her quarter pipe trick on the second quarter pipe. Big frontside 720, very well done. Then watch this, kind of frontside rodeo, but more wildcat, and then late 180. So very, very difficult. She fell on that, doesn't in this run. Does she have enough speed though?
Whoa.
So Annika Morgan unfortunately falling there. Was attempting a cab double 900. Takeoff switch, 2 full flips, and landing in that regular foot direction. Unfortunately, just a lack of speed, Brandon.
Yeah. So Annika Morgan, good to see her pop up on her feet. Not her day, unfortunately, here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. But it looked like she had the makings of what was going to be her best run here, though, Craig.
Absolutely. She's got all the tricks, just unfortunately couldn't put them down here today.
Go anywhere, do anything in the wildly capable, electrified Jeep Grand Cherokee and Jeep Wrangler 4xe.
During the Jeep Start Something New sales event, get $2,000 total bonus cash on these Jeep Grand Cherokee models. Visit Jeep.com for new inventory available near you.
So we've talked a lot about Mia Brooks today and what we've anticipated, and we thought candidly, even in her X Games debut, she's got podium potential. Could even win this thing, possibly. But right now, she's got some work to do. There you see. Good to see Annika able to walk off on her own accord after going down hard there on her final run. But back to Mia. What can she do right here, right now, Craig, to kind of clean things up and put herself in medal contention?
What I have seen from Mia Brooks here today, flashes of brilliance. Absolute flashes of brilliance. She did a backlip pretzel 2 times in a row. That's tough. That's extremely difficult. She's got a big cab 270, and we saw Zoe Sadowski-Synnott do that trick. But what Mia Brooks is doing is she's doing that big cab 2 and then pulling it back, so adding a little bit more difficulty there. So I'm very excited to see if she can really put it all together, Put all the ingredients together, make it happen.
Well, the Jeep Slopestyle course playing center stage here for our final runs. As Mia Brooks gets ready to put down what will be her 4th and final run as she sits in 6th place.
Runs 1 and 2, Brandon. She did that. Oh, there's a good look at folks.
What if they're texting each other?
Looking at the weather app there. Hopefully the visibility gets a little bit better, but runs 1 and 2. She went backlip pretzel. Run 3. She just did a backlip. Where does she go here? Goes back to the backlip pretzel, so ups the difficulty in her 4th and final run. You know she's swinging for the fences. Are you kidding me?
Yo.
Cab 1, backside 540 out. That's a full, oh. I talked about it. I said to you, I love that cab 2 pullback. Takes off switch, 270 degrees of rotation, lands at a front board, and your body naturally wants to keep going, but she stops it. Unfortunately, not able to put her board the right way down on the landing there, but Mia Brooks, that is a talented young snowboarder that has an extremely bright future, Brandon.
You know what I love about it?
What?
She knew she had to go hard.
Oh yeah.
And she went hard in the paint.
She went harder than I thought she could even go.
She didn't have to go that hard. And she pays the price, unfortunately, as she's unable to move up. But what a great sign of what's to come from Mia Brooks and really the future of women's snowboard slopestyle. Leila Iwabuchi just outside of podium position, sitting in 4th place. Can she knock on the door here on her final run?
Little lip slide on the back foot there, 270 out. That front one in, switch backside way out there on the 2nd rail. Now, she's gonna need something big on the last 2 jumps, in my opinion. Nothing short of a 900. I'm thinking double cork 1080s if she really wants to oust our current leader, Tess Cody. I love the Wildcat selection. Why? It sets her up very good for this 3rd jump. Gets a lot of speed. Frontside 1080. Can she hold that speed is the question. Backside 1080. Yep. So back-to-back 1080s from Leila Iwabuchi. The first one frontside, the second one backside. Wow, okay.
So how do you feel after that run? Looked like she went to the playbook.
She went to the playbook and called Old Faithful.
Yeah.
You know?
Back-to-back 10s.
Absolutely.
To end things. Can she get on the podium with this run, Craig?
I believe so. That's a tough, I mean, our current podium right now, Tess Cody, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, and Kokomo Murase. They have all put down really big tricks, but that back-to-back 1080 kind of lends me to believe, you know, she's going to move up out of that 4th position there.
Well, even if she does, Kokomo, Zoe, and Tess still have their final runs to go. So it might be a temporary stay, but we will see if she moves up.
Great point.
And it appears that she will not be moving up.
Staying in 4th place.
So Kokomo Murase will stay in that bronze medal spot. Our current leader, Tess Cody. Now, I am fascinated with what she does here, knowing that some of the heavy hitters still have to drop in, including Zoe Sadowski-Synnott.
That is why slopestyle snowboarding is so cruel. It's so much pressure. This is her 4th and final run. This is the only chance she has, you know, to fend off, as you mentioned, Zoe and Kokomo, and that first rail. It's probably one of the most difficult rails in the slopestyle course. And she's been going for it all day, but she comes off early. So this is, you know, for lack of a better term, a throwaway run. Backside 1080, double cork again, lands it though. I didn't think she had enough airtime there to get that all the way around, but Tess Cody proves me wrong. I don't think this is going to improve.
No, but that was not your standard grade throwaway run.
No, gosh, no.
Tess knows, hey, I don't know how many more runs I'm going to have on this Jeep slopestyle course. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Let me just finish strong. But as you said, it was unfortunately,
it was that first rail. Absolutely. There was a good look at the second rail, that 50-50 front three from Sadowski. Well executed, but yeah, that first rail is kind of what took it away from her. So she will have to sit and wait.
Never a comfortable spot to be in, especially when you have riders like this one getting ready to drop in next. Currently sitting in that bronze medal spot, Kokomo Marase.
I want to see that front 10 truck driver again, because that caught me off guard. Thought she was just going to add that.
It did. It startled you.
Yeah. Nice switch backside 180 there on that first shark fin feature. And then just like Leila Iwabuchi, stick to that wildcat, if you will. Not really a wildcat, more of a backflip with the melon grab. But there, that trick. That truck driver, a frontside grab because she's rotating frontside, and a melon grab. So that right and left hand are both grabbing the snowboard. Kind of like you're grabbing a steering wheel from Kokomo. Unfortunately, not putting that down.
What went wrong on that?
I think what you can usually attest some falls in slopestyle is especially on the jump, especially in this course with such a tight area, you can attest it to that previous feature. She went very big on that backflip, so that kind of set her up maybe a little bit out of her comfort zone for that frontside 1080, but Kokomo still in third place.
Lori Bluon sitting in fifth. If you're just joining us, was leading this women's slopestyle contest after run number 1. Now she sits outside of the podium. Can she change that? It's right now.
Love that transfer on that first rail, that cab 1 backside 360 off the second. So through the rails, base down. Backside 540. Just getting the grab in there. And then that switch backside 360, that took her down in her last run. Cab double underflip stomped, it got a lot of speed. Almost too much speed on the front side 1080 for Lori Bluan.
You've said it all day, Craig, and unfortunately fifth is where Lori will stay. The timing and pace between those last 2 jumps is everything.
Right? You land that third jump and you're almost on the takeoff. You know, you blink and you're almost off the 4th takeoff. So it's tough to dump speed and it's tough to gain speed. You kind of have to land very, very perfectly. Lori Bluan, I think, just had a little bit too much airtime for that frontside 1080, but does well to put the base down.
Anna Gasser is the last rider that can potentially impact this podium. She's sitting in 7th place, had to switch out her board, trying to put together that podium run right here.
Her last run, she took a little bit too much speed into this feature. Let's see if she slows down a little bit. It looks like she had good speed, but just lacked rotation on that cab double underflip. And now it's a battle of 2, Brandon.
Tess Cody, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, Kokomo Marase, they're all guaranteed at this point a medal. But right now, we don't know who's going to win gold. Tess Cody, the Australian, in the top spot. But the final rider to drop in here today.
The final boss.
The final boss, if you will. Sitting in that silver medal spot, our defending gold medalist, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott. The focus, the calmness. What can she do?
This is how X Games legends are made. 4th and final run. All the pressure. Can you put it down? Three for 3 up top.
Yes.
Frontside 7 locked. Needs a lot of gas. Switch backside 900. And she puts that down. I don't want to be a judge right now. I know that's very cliche to say, but I do not want to be a judge. Because that was the same run that got Zoe into that second place position, albeit a little bit cleaner. But is it enough to take out Tess Cody's? Let's really break this thing down. 50-50 on that big transfer, has to take a lot of speed at it. Locks it in right between the bindings, very well executed. Frontside 720 off that third feature. That sets her up for this. A backside 900, 2.5 full times around, grabs tail, spots a landing. That's how you do it right there. And then this right here, that switch backside 900, another 2.5 full times around, keeps the hands off the snow. I like it, so clean, very clean. But does that beat Tess Cody's switchback 9 and backside 1080? Yes, it does!
On the final run of the contest, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott defends her gold.
What did I say when Zoe dropped in? This is how X Games legends are made, Brandon.
What a moment for Zoe Sadowski-Synnott. Last year she won gold from her very first run and she just left the rest of the field ablaze. She had to earn it here.
Now, there's lots to like here. Zoe could have tried something a little bit wilder, a little bit more different. She said, no, I'm gonna clean up what I was doing and I'm gonna do it perfectly, and that's what she did, Brandon.
After going double gold last year, she picks up where she left off with a gold here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Wow, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott winning her 5th X Games gold. Let's head down to DC.
Well, congratulations, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott. Your 4th X Games Slopestyle gold medal, your 8th X Games medal, and you saved the best for last. What do you got to say about today's performance?
Honestly, I can't really believe it. Yeah, could have gone any way today. Everyone's absolutely riffing, and I'm so stoked for Tess and Coco, and just proud of what we were able to do in these conditions.
The camera was on you as you were getting ready to drop in for that final run. You looked focused, eyes were closed, definitely in the zone. What was going through your head before you dropped in?
Kind of just put it down and try to keep speed, and just show the run that I was stoked on, and I'm so stoked to put it down.
Well, you're defending champion from last year, going gold again. Congratulations, Zoe.
Thank you.
Her goggles strap says it all, 100. As she gets another gold medal to add to her collection. Wow.
Congratulations to Zoe, as well as Tess Cody and Coco Momarase, the first Australian slopestyle gold medal, ever.
Tess Cody making history. But at the end of the day, it's Zoe Sadowski-Synnott going back to back, defending her gold in women's snowboard slopestyle.